Hello and welcome to another edition of Sean Design Studio's Tech Tips. Today we're going to look at using SpeedPak with our assemblies and how we can use them to enhance our performance. Here we've got a large assembly with a bunch of little small assemblies, and in one of them I've got a subassembly tank with a cover on it here that's another subassembly. So I'm going to start out just by joining these two subassemblies together, and I do that by holding Control and selecting them both. And then out of the right click menu here, I'm going to choose Form Subassembly. Now it's cut off a little bit so you won't be able to see it, but that option is there, and you're going to see those two subassemblies joined together into one subassembly there. Now I can of course save that into a different name when I'm ready to save this assembly. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is I want to take a look at our subassembly, and we're going to open this up. There's only a few items here that are really going to be of any use to us when we mate this, and as you can see I right click on an existing configuration there and choose SpeedPak, add SpeedPak, and here are some different options here. One thing it's going to ask us is to which faces are we interested in and which bodies are we interested in. So we're going to use these two selection boxes to provide the system with what's actually going to load when this SpeedPak configuration is enabled. So we'll choose the two bottom plates, because we're obviously going to use those to put them on the ground. And then I'm going to choose the fitting here at the end. And as you can see, when I hover over, the typical for the SpeedPak is to show the unloaded parts as being invisible. Back at our main assembly, we're going to add another SpeedPak configuration to this assembly. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm going to look at the faces across the bottom, all the different faces that we might need for loading this. So again, I'll right click on the configuration and choose Add SpeedPak, and now I can choose all the faces that I'm going to use for future mating of this part. And of course I can go back and edit this and add another face in the future if it turns out I missed one here. So let's go ahead and pick all the faces that might mate to the floor and all the faces that might help me put a distance mate somewhere. And this has some common fittings that we're going to be running piping to, so I'll go ahead and choose those bodies as things that I want to be resolved as well. So when I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and accept this, and you'll see again that the mouse cursor will hover over the items that are not loaded into memory, and those will appear invisible, while the items that I chose to include in the SpeedPak configuration you will be able to see. So I've already created some SpeedPak assemblies with the other tanks in this main assembly, and you can see that I've chosen to use all of the fittings and the plates at the base of the tank for inclusion into the resolved components of the SpeedPak. So what I've done here is I have chosen to configure the component, and I do that by right clicking on a component and choosing Configure Component. And by double clicking on the other components, I've added columns with their configuration information. And I'm going to make another configuration here called SpeedPak. So in this second configuration, I'm going to set each one of our sub-assemblies to their SpeedPak configuration. And when I hit OK here, I have essentially created another configuration of this larger assembly, which is going to be specifically for our SpeedPaking. And as you see when I hover over with my mouse, only the components that I've chosen to load for mating purposes are actually resolved and loaded into memory. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more tips from your SOLIDWORKS reseller, Sean Design Studios.